Good morning. I've been up for maybe close to an hour. I had a good night's sleep and I've got just about everything packed up. I'm working on breakfast. Breakfast this morning is just Ready-Wise breakfast skillet. Just sausage, regular breakfast skillet. And it's a beautiful morning and hopefully a really good day. I'm looking forward to some nice current and finally getting into the Missouri breaks. So alright, so I've got a pile of the heavy stuff down here by the boat ramp. The boat is all the way over there. So now I just got to bring the boat over, get in the water, and load everything up. Alright, Ted camped over there, and he decided to start earlier this morning to enjoy the beautiful mornings that I've been enjoying. And now I'm going to get this boat all the way across the parking lot. Alright, so the boat's in the water. I just got to get that pile of stuff in there, and then head down the river. It seems to be moving pretty quick here, which is always awesome. Got to enjoy that while that lasts. And yeah, it's going to be a good day. Okay, boat's all loaded up. It is currently 7, so not too bad today. They took the rain out of the forecast, so I might go past Cold Landing today. We'll just see how the day goes. And I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and get on the river. Alright, we're on the water, and it's a very beautiful day. I did change out the lens with the crack on it that was down here that you could see in the videos. So this one is a polarized lens. So we'll see if it changes what the video looks like. But other than that, we're just going to keep going down the river today and see how far we get. I'm not in any kind of huge rush, but at the same time, the 20 miles yesterday was a little bit short, though it worked out really well that I stopped early with that big storm rolling through. So that was nice. But they've taken the rain out for today, and we'll just see what happens. So this is Decision Point. It's where the Marias River dumps into the Missouri River, which it dumps in right over there. And so Lewis and Clark spent some time here. I think maybe a week trying to decide which way to go because both rivers looked fairly similar. So, really interesting. There's a tree that fell down in the river here, and it's collecting all the foam and scum off of the water. So there's just like a foot tall pile of river foam. Gross. Just tons of it there. That's crazy. Definitely don't want to get too close to that sucker. Big old cottonwood in the water. So far today it's been pretty much the same. Just these like scrub brush dirt hills. And there has been quite a few like cottonwood groves. That's been interesting. Several like big snag, like dead trees in the water you have to avoid. So that's been pretty cool. And I've been hearing a ton of pheasants down through this section. So that's interesting also. So we're just cruising and having a great day. I've got the sunshade up, and so every day I've got this face SPF 50 sunscreen that I put all over my cheeks and forehead here, just the exposed skin. I try to keep my hood on the sun hoodie like pulled up over the ball cap to kind of keep the sides of my face covered. And I've got my paddle gloves on, so I'm pretty much covered from the sun, which is nice. And I'm just listening to an audiobook while cruising down the river. This is an enjoyable day. So there's just been a lot of rolling hills along with some dirt cliffs, but it just blows me away that other than like right along the edge of the river, there are no trees whatsoever. It's absolutely crazy. So there's been an old railroad bed going along the river pretty much the whole time this morning. And I've seen several places where the old like railroad bridges are gone. They've either been removed or taken out. But there's an old set of power lines that go alongside the railroad. And some of them still have the glass insulators on top. So like this one right here has all of the glass insulators still on top, which is really kind of cool. These dirt cliffs go all the way around this corner, which is really cool. So there's an interesting change in geography here. So we kind of have these like dark earth walls that I've been used to, and then across the way there's some like white dirt cliffs, which is really interesting. And it looks like right at the top might be possibly the coal seam that Coal Banks is named after, which is just a couple corners down from here. So really interesting just how quickly it changes. Alright, it's about 11:30 and we're coming up on Coal Banks. It's right around the corner, but first is the Virgil Ferry. I think I'm saying that right. So, same as Carter's Ferry, I believe. I was trying to figure out what it was from a distance. So there's a closer look at Virgil Ferry. It's got cables running across, a lot like Carter's Ferry. And this one might be a hair smaller maybe, but still very, very cool. Never seen a ferry before till this trip. So I don't see anybody around. We're coming up on Coal Banks Campground and boat ramp, and I was originally planning to stop here, but it's only noon, so I'm probably gonna stop here, use the pit toilet, and then keep going. Okay, I'm at Coal Banks. I got the boat tied down at the edge of the ramp, and I saw some pit toilets up here. Okay, went to use the vault toilet, and they had a dumpster, so I got rid of my trash. That was exciting. It's amazing what things make you excited after 2 weeks on the river. And there was a very nice camper who gave me a gallon of water, so that was awesome. I very much appreciate it. And now I'm gonna keep on heading down the river. It's a beautiful day, that's for sure. So if you see above the white in these hills, there's kind of a layer of black, and that's what Coal Banks is named after. Apparently that is a type of coal, but I remember reading or being told somewhere that it's a very low quality coal. They tried to use it in steamboats, and it just didn't really work. But yeah, this is Coal Banks, and I'm not really sure where I plan to stop for the evening. I'm just gonna keep going until I feel the urge to stop, probably. For lunch today, I have a Green Belly meal to go bar, and it's a dark chocolate banana. I have a Linny's and Larry's complete cookie, and some fruit Mentos, which is probably my favorite candy ever. So that's the plan for lunch. It's really interesting to see how the black like coal lines in the hill. There's a dragonfly sitting on top of my sunshade. So it's 2:30 and pretty much dead calm out here, and quite warm. I'm definitely sweating just a little bit, but that's okay. It's just part of the trip. We got a whole bunch of cows on each side for a while, and just some green rolling hills. And I'm just heading downriver. Apparently I'm right on the edge of the white cliffs because there's a big chunk of white rock just randomly sticking out of the hillside right there. So must be coming up soon. So there's the first of the white cliffs. It's really interesting rock, kind of lumpy. So I think this is going to be the next couple days of just absolutely crazy cliffs like this. So looking forward to that. Well, these rock walls are very interesting, that's for sure. And there's an upset pheasant over there. There's a layer of harder rock that's on top that's kind of protected it and left these like columns sticking up all along here. It's really cool. It's crazy how in just a couple miles just everything can change, because now there's white cliffs with cedars and pines all over them. It's really cool. These are some absolutely crazy cliffs. So up ahead is Eagle Creek Campground. It's just a little bit after 4, but I think now that I'm in the actual white cliffs, I'll probably stop there for tonight. But I was told to go slow through here, and I can see why. Just everything that I look at, it's just really interesting. And the other side. So I'm told that this darker rock is actually formed by magma that has oozed up through cracks, and everything else has been worn away except it. So it's kind of mixed in with the white cliffs randomly, and apparently there's some very cool formations of that coming up. I can see the campground ramp over there, but these cliffs, which are hard to see in the sun, are just stunning. Alright, so this looks like it's Eagle Creek Campground. There's a pit toilet up there in the trees, and someone's already here, which is fun. So I'm just going to get this boat pulled up onto the dry shore. After looking around, I think I want to go back upstream about 100 yards, and there's another campsite up there that I'm going to stay at. So I'm going to relaunch the boat and go up there. Alright, so I got the boat pulled up out of the water. I set up the solar panels and the Starlink, and I'm debating camping here or up that trail. Is a campsite with a fire pit, and the vault toilet is behind that dead tree. And I think I'm gonna hike up to Neat Coulee, or the Narrows, and it's a really narrow like slot canyon up here next to Eagle Creek Campground. So the campground's down there. There's a pit toilet here, and one I'm heading to over there, and this is the road that they use to service the pit toilets. So these are crazy rock formations, that's for sure. And I've got my trekking poles out again. Looking forward to this hike. So just out here in the middle of the field are prickly pear cactus. And this one's got a flower. That's pretty cool. Just walking up this trail. So the river is down there, and we're heading up into this coulee, which is really cool. Apparently it gets very narrow up here. Looking forward to it. I've seen these flowers all day long. They are absolutely everywhere. There's a set of turkeys that I just spooked in this little canyon. About 3 of them up there. So we've dropped down into the bottom of the wash and we're just walking up kind of sand. There's definitely quite a few sets of footprints. So this is a pretty commonly used trail, but man, crazy. I just keep saying that over and over again. I need a better word. Here the trail finally leaves the bottom of the wash and it's just crazy. We're in these beautiful cedars and it's gorgeous. Man, this trail just keeps going and the views just don't stop. There's a lot of little up and downs as we work our way farther and farther into the canyon. Literally just walking up a creek. There's actual water here now, which is really cool. Assuming it comes out of a spring here. And then, you know, straight up. Very cool. I believe that is the narrow section. Yeah, this is so cool. Gotta do a bit of rock climbing if you want to stay out of the water to get any further up. But this is so cool. And it just keeps going. That is so very cool. So what I'm going to try to do is get a time lapse of me going all the way out back to the campground. The problem is I didn't bring my chest harness for the camera, so I'm going to have to hold it. So we'll see if this footage is any usable. But just crazy, crazy cool. This was definitely worth the hike up here. So I'm a little tired now, but that hike was well worth it. That was awesome. So now I've got to go ahead and edit yesterday's video and get it uploaded. It's 8:30. I finally got the video edited. Now it's time. I got to set the tent up. I think I'm just going to put it right here, even though there is a campsite farther up the hill. I'm just going to stay down here and then make some supper and go to bed. That's the entire plan for the evening. But look at that. That is an amazing view to go to bed with. So I'm a little behind tonight, but that's okay. I had a wonderful conversation with some of the campers staying over there. And the sun's about to set. But for supper, I have beef stew by Mountain House. So looking forward to that. And then I've got to get all of this cleaned up, get my tent fully set up, and go to bed. Okay, it's almost 10 o'clock. I've got everything cleaned up, and I'm ready for bed. So with that, good night, and I'll see you in the next video.